The Cheaty Death Podcast is a comedy, random, and information truth-seeking podcast containing information that might not be suitable for all listeners. Your discretion in this matter is advised. If you have any concerns, email us at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. On today's episode of the Cheating Death Podcast, we briefly discuss the Hollow Earth theory, why it exists, who could possibly be at the forefront of this theory. We also provide you with an all-new Annihilation Announcement joke of the episode and more, so grab yourself a blanket, a coffee, and put your feet up on the table and let us tell you how to cheat death. This is your news anchor, the Cleric of Chaos, and this is your Annihilation Announcement. There has been wide speculation about the purpose of inhabiting Antarctica for scientific and research purposes over the course of the past several decades, but one thing remains a pure mystery: the Hollow Earth. The beautiful, nature-filled idea that a lot of people have when it comes down to the implication of there being an Earth within the Earth. This is literally what some people would talk about if they were to get super high on indica-based THC, specifically of the BC Purple Kush or the Bubba Kush related spectrums. But we are to understand that this may very well be the beginning of an explorative phase for humanity, not seen since the Age of Discovery. Regardless of whether the Hollow Earth exists or not, it is up to you to decide. This has been your news anchor, the Cleric of Chaos, and this is your Annihilation Announcement. Willkommen, meine Freunde. Guten Morgen, guten Tag, eine gute Nacht. Ist deine Reisende, deine Ausländer, deine Allesfresser, deine Cleric of Chaos. There have been a litany of conspiracies over the decades and centuries that have stood the test of time. Stories that go as far back as indigenous civilizations and populations trying to pass it on to generations so as to never, ever lose the story and the history of their people. There are stories of galaxies far, far away, universes that may or may not exist, ideas that are only ideas until they are proven true or false. Today, we are discussing one of those, and that is the Hollow Earth theory. The Hollow Earth theory was first presented all the way back in the 1600s on a quote-unquote modern scale, despite the fact it was over 400 years ago. It was stated and implied that there was a Earth within the Earth, that the surface level that we live on is merely but a small microcosm of what actually dwells within inside of our great planet. There are a few reasons why this conspiracy theory is beyond absurd, and the notion that the Admiral, Mr. Richard Byrd, had participated in these types of endeavors, had participated in a mission that was specifically designed to fly all the way to Antarctica and see exactly what the business was. For it was during this operation, Operation High Jump, which we also covered in a previous episode, that Sir Richard Byrd and a crew was sent to Antarctica to inhabit, to create a settlement on Ross Island called Little America 4. And it is in this time that we see that the creation of such a theory and or the manifestation of such a significant event in humanity was not widely spread. It was not widely made available that Admiral Richard Byrd saw Antarctica. No, it was absolutely not Antarctica at all, which was the primary point. It was the access tunnels, allegedly, that Antarctica allegedly contains. These holes, these walls, these areas into caves, to where people have created documentary videos on YouTube and even stating specifically that these tunnels are entrances specifically to the Hollow Earth. All right, well, cheers to you, YouTube conspiracy person. Really, really glad that you're able to provide us with that info, and I'll book myself the next flight over there. Sounds like it'll be a really fun time. I'm going to squeezing in through a hole, and then all of a sudden a whole new world opens up to me. Yeah, that sounds great. The Hollow Earth theory is just that. It is a theory. There are very few actual evidential posts, topics, discussions, seminars, or any sort of talk related to this particular endeavor and to the Hollow Earth theory itself. There have obviously been no pictures. There's obviously no video. The overall idea and notion that there is a species of individuals living beneath us is something that is so bizarre that it only takes a couple of moments for you to really fully understand just how bizarre and how peculiar the scale it would be in order for something like that to exist. The very shape of our geomagnetic field would change. The geomagnetic field on Earth is predominantly comprised of electrons. That means it is a lot easier to be negative than it is to be positive, as there is more negative energy on the planet. But at no point did any seismologists or any Earth scientists in any way, shape, or form state that the Hollow Earth exists. It's nice to think that there is a civilization of people and or entities within our fair planet, but it is also uniquely bizarre. Because according to several different texts back in the 1940s and 1950s, according to Richard Byrd's logs, he stated that these people told him that they are the reason why the Earth has not fallen into a nuclear holocaust yet. Okay, that sounds just about as interesting as somebody giving you oatmeal with no water in it. It's one of those types of scenarios where you really have to look at it and think for yourself. The Hollow Earth theory. The very notion, the very name of it sounds bizarre. But given the nature and dynamics of the circumstances, it isn't too hard to understand why the theory exists. What is your theory on the Hollow Earth? Do you think it exists? Do you think there's a bunch of crazy inner space people chilling in there? Do you think it's just a bunch of ice and rock? Do you think maybe there's a lot of stalactites and stalagmites? Who knows? You can have your say at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. At the top of today's episode, we promised you a list of our top 5 favorite holiday beverages. Not necessarily just coffee, hot, cold, juice, or anything, but altogether all 5 favorite holiday beverages. Coming in at number 5, we have the beautiful cinnamon apple spice. Coming in at number 4, we have the caramel cider. Coming in at number 3, we have heated apple cider. Coming in at number 2, we of course have the peppermint mocha from Starbucks. And coming in at number 1, the absolute most ubiquitous holiday beverage of all, eggnog. What is your favorite list of your top 5 favorite holiday beverages? Email us at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. Today's joke has been brought to you by the Cleric of Chaos. I have a joke to tell you all about depression, but unfortunately, it never seems to get better. We take a look at conspiracy theories in such a way that it invites cynicism, skepticism, but also joy and euphoria in some cases. We understand that the plight of the Hollow Earth theory is that to which will never be easily explained, as the vast majority of people will never make it to Antarctica. So about those tunnels, about those holes, about all the crazy material that you've heard of from Sir Admiral Byrd's lovely itinerary about there being ethereal beings and individuals that dwell inside the planet, well, that is for you to decide, dear listener. For the curiosity of the human being is one of the most beautiful things that we have ever experienced. Thanks for joining us today. Take care of yourself and each other. The Cheating Death Podcast has been brought to you by Nach dem Leben CRDVC, Chaos Storm Records, and CR Deutschland. If you'd like to support the program, you may do so at the links in the episode description. Follow us at twitter.com/weallcheatdeath, twitter.com/Cleric of Chaos, and email us at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. And please follow all of our friends at the links in the episode's description as well. If you or anyone you know is experiencing psychiatric duress, call 1-800-273-8255 or 988 from your mobile phone in the US or Canada. If you are experiencing domestic violence, call 1-800-799-7233. And If you're looking at adopting a playful puppy or a cute kitten, please visit your local animal adoption rescue center. Remember, life is not easily explained even by the wisest of individuals who have ever graced this pale blue sphere. What matters is that you keep going and you challenge your fear. Remember, we're pulling for you. We're all in this together.